We're speaking about the perfect Purim, and I'd like to explain a halacha which is highly misunderstood. The Tshuva Sadeshan has a tshuva, and it's quoted by the Ramah, that any damage caused on Purim, any damage a person causes on Purim, that comes as a result of the joy of Purim, a person is not obligated to pay. So, for example, you go to someone's Purim Suda, and a person drinks more than he's used to, and let's say he falls over, or let's say he claps his head on the table, and in the process he breaks a plate or something like that. He's exempt because why? Explain the Chumash Hadeshin. When a person goes into a simcha, or a person organizes a simcha, he understands that it's going to be a little bit, beyond the normal realm of joy, and we're happy about that, right? A person comes to a wedding and he dances like. I remember I once went to a wedding of close friends of mine in America. I went one day for this wedding because I had davened many years for this young woman to get married, and I had great joy when she got engaged and married. So I came especially for the wedding, and I was so besimcha. It was like my own daughter was getting married. And he told me, Rabbi Chavez, you dance like it was your own daughter's wedding. I said, I feel like that because by davening for this young woman, I felt like I gave myself over, my blood over. So I felt tremendous joy. And you don't want to inhibit that joy. So, based on that, our sages understood that a person is willing to be mochel, is willing to forego the normal financial, what's the right word, expectations, limitations that he might have. Break something. But it does not mean that a person can get stone drunk and start breaking the windows of the house. That's not called uh, breaking something from the joy. This halacha is so critical in understanding Purim that we want the joy to be joy without boundaries. What does it mean, joy without boundaries? Joy without boundaries, again, we spoke in the last class about understanding without boundaries. How we have one perspective on life that's very, very tunnel vision and narrow. And a person drinks some wine, that like breaks those barriers. And it can happen even without one. A person who is a smart person, man or woman, and knows how to like let down their barriers and to see things in a wider perspective. So that person can really achieve what's called das. Das is when you put everything together, all of the bina that you came out with, you put it together, and that comes to das. And so the wine definitely helps with that. Right? So this is the same concept in your dealings with other people. Right? Let down your let down your hakpadas, let down your um, strictness about things, and just like let go. Right? And you say, okay, look, they broke something. It's Hashem's will. As long as it's in the normal boundaries of behavior, then a person is exempt from it. The moment that it gets out of hand and you start doing things which are not sichlius anymore, not not intelligent, right? Unintelligent behavior. So then you're not exempt anymore, and You're obligated to. You're obligated to. You're obligated to. Can this hello Akshev? Can. Can. You're obligated to approach life differently. To approach life differently. For example, this young man who just tried to turn off my computer. I'm sure he's a wonderful person, and he should have many, many years of health and happiness. And if I would have just got upset with him, so it would have been bad. But I just tried to be as peaceful as possible and understand everybody's outlook on life because everyone has different perspectives of things. And the more we can deal with other people's perspectives, the more healthier our existence will be. So this is this, as far as damage goes, as far as what you say on Purim, as far as how you act, right? Our actions on Purim should be just overflowing with Ava. Ava Yisera, right? You see something, you see somebody, everything on Purim. I was with somebody yesterday, somebody not religious, a member of my family, and I told him there's two perspectives on life. There's somebody who everything is what can I do for the person who I'm standing and speaking to. And there's some people When you talk to them, there's everything. What can I do to benefit myself the most from the situation? On Purim, our perspective is supposed to be overflowing ava. Ava comes from the Aramaic of hav, right? To give, right? And Purim is overflowing with ava. Every second of Purim should be, what can I give to somebody else? Right? What can I give? How can I give? How can I make somebody else happy? Right? One woman told me once she was in New York City, and there was a restaurant there. There was a woman working there all day long, and she went down there and gave this woman mishalach manos because she was alone the whole day on Purim, and the woman was crying. She said, "For years I've been alone on Purim, and no one cared about it, and you helped me." So this is really something. We could turn our Purim into an unbelievable experience of elevating ourselves and everyone around us, and using it to go um, deeper and deeper into our relationships with other people, to lift up other people, and to become more selfless. To do that, you have to leave yourself. You have to leave your restricted and limited perspective on life, which is basically focused on you, and say, you know what? I'm going to think everything just about other people. What I can give them, how I can help them. What can I say to the person that I was too inhibited for the rest of the year to say? And what can I say to them today that I wouldn't have been able to say the rest of the year? And it might just be, I love you, or I care about you, or, I get so much from our relationship. Right? I get so much from our relationship. And that's something which it could bring up somebody else's life. Chazal say, Tov ma'alim shinayim, chol cholav. It's better to show someone the white of your teeth than to give them milk. And not long ago, I realized that's because when you smile at someone, I feel it's because of them. And I've been doing it recently, and I smile at someone, their whole countenance changes. They feel like, somebody recognizes me. Someone feels that I'm important. It makes people feel so good. The more you make people feel good on Purim, right, the more successful your Purim is. And again, our goal these days is to clean our hearts of any negative feelings, jealousy, what else? Jealousy, hatred, anger, all these things. Get it out, right? And Purim is the perfect time to do that, right? Purim is 30 days before Pesach, at least here in Yerushalayim, and it's the time to start your cleaning, right? And we have Pesach cleaning, and we have Purim cleaning. Purim cleaning is clean out your heart from any negative element that might be there, and if you do that, then you'll just be so happy. You'll gain so much from it, and others around you. You'll elevate all of society, and it'll be great. I'll finish with one point.
אחי, בלי מחשבים, לך שמה.
כן.
לך שמה, עכשיו, עכשיו.
זה לא מחשב, זה...
עכשיו.